Hello to all the beautiful fragrance lovers out there. My name is Kate, and you're very welcome here on my channel where I talk about fragrances. Today, we are discussing something that is very close to my heart. One of the dearest topics is Harry Potter, especially books. Oh my god, how much I love these books still. Since I was like 7 to, I will not tell you how old I am. So, yes, if you're still here, if you collect, that means that probably you're interested too. And I'm actually curious. So tell me, what house do you think the sorting hat would send you to? I think I made my choice. I'm probably Ravenclaw, even if as a kid I was hoping to be a Gryffindor, but I'm not sure it will work out. I feel like I'm more of a Ravenclaw girl. I have my mug. I have a Gryffindor mug too, which just accepts that it's two different parts of me. Tell me who you think you would be. I'm curious. Let's see which house wins in the comments. Okay. So today I would like to find one perfect fragrance for each character. Let's imagine that some of my favorite characters, some of the most important characters would pick a fragrance for themselves or just would smell like something. How would it smell? I will start with the boy who lived, with Harry Potter himself. So when I was thinking for a fragrance for Harry Potter, I faced a problem. I realized that Harry doesn't really have very bright characteristics about him. For example, Ron, he likes to joke, he's a funny guy, he's blushing, he's insecure. Hermione is like know-it-all, very self-confident, know what she wants. Weasley brothers, the twins, they're very fun, they like to create a mess, they like to party, they joke all the time too. So most of the characters, they have something that stands out, that makes them different from the crowd, from others. Harry Potter, if we set aside his story with Voldemort, which is his life is based around, I'm not really sure what kind of person is he. So if you were sitting next to him at some event, what would you talk about? Maybe Quidditch, but like what else? I'm not really sure. I cannot really describe him. He's a very neutral character. That's nothing that really stands out about his behavior, about his patterns, about what he likes, what he does, how he does it. I'm not sure. Just write down your thoughts if you have any about that, because I really struggle here. Because 95% of Harry's life is basically thinking about Voldemort, thinking about how to beat Voldemort, being maybe a little bit scared, worried, nervous, but brave as always. If I imagine Harry as a person, I know what would happen. I mean, in fragrance world, he would just come to Sephora, go to a consultant, and say, I need the fragrance, but I don't know what. So to be honest, I'm pretty sure that he would end up wearing something like Bleu de Chanel or Dior Sauvage, something a little bit generic, something that most of men already tried or wore at some point or are on their fifth bottle, something like this. Because the consultant would say, go here. Maybe it would be Dior Fahrenheit. Maybe. I don't know. But if I chose the fragrance for Harry, thinking about his character, his story, about who he is, I would definitely, this was not even a difficult one for me. I would choose Un Air de Bretagne by L'Artisan Parfumeur because this is how I see Harry. This is an aquatic fragrance. It smells like pebbles on a beach, maybe somewhere in the UK. It's not a tropical place. It's a cold beach, windy. It's cloudy there. Maybe it's even raining. And the water is very cold and transparent. And that's how I would describe this fragrance. It's a little bit cold. It's like a breeze. Maybe not a strong wind, but the light one. And this fragrance takes me to the moment. You remember in the book about Half-Blood Prince, when Harry and Dumbledore went to that kind of a rocky place to get a Horcrux of Voldemort, and there was this wind and big waves, and they were standing on a big, big rock. So something like that. This fragrance actually really is like these colors here. It's between blue and green and gray Also reminds me of Harry's eyes. In the movie, they're blue because of Daniel Radcliffe's eyes, but actually they're green. And this is something in between. I think that is Harry. And this fragrance reminds me of waiting. It's not a fragrance that screams action. This is more about waiting for the moment. And Harry is waiting for a lot of years for this final battle with Voldemort. And everything that happens prior is a preparation to that moment. Everything is leading him to that defining moment of his life. And I think this fragrance is just perfect for him. And that's how I imagine him as a scent, as Harry Potter is a fragrance. So I think it's wonderful. And I love this fragrance. And every person that I introduce to this fragrance just falls in love with it somehow. Next, I would like to speak about Harry Potter's best friend, Ron Weasley. This one was very easy. It's that Libre d'Orange, like this, together with Tilda Swinton. And this is exactly Ron. Sunny, shiny, smiling fragrance. This is ginger. They say there's pumpkin note. Okay, let's believe there's a pumpkin note. It doesn't really smell to me like a pumpkin, but I can imagine it. So this is spices, wood, sunlight, a little bit of dust. It smells like home. It smells like Weasley's home, you know? Everything is going on, everything is moving. So compared to this, the Harry Potter one, this is still. And this one is definitely a lot of movement, fuss, everything is going on there. And I really like how gingery this fragrance is. And I would say that Ron is a little bit gingery to me. He goes through a lot of emotions all the time. He's very insecure, but at the same time, he knows what he wants. He's giggly, he is fun, he's goofy, but he's also extremely loyal. He's a great friend, responsible when he needs to. Okay, maybe not in everything, but he's still a responsible person, and he loves his family. He's very warm. He's loving. His family gave him so much love, and he shares it with others. I really like Ron's character. Maybe my favorite. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure that I have a favorite character, but if I had one, I think it would be Ron, and I think he would smell like that. Next, I would like to speak about the third friend, who is Hermione Granger, and I think she would smell like L'air de Temps by Nina Ricci. This is a fragrance about clove and soap. It's very clean. Although in the movie, Hermione says that she likes the smell of fresh cut grass, of toothpaste, and everything. I didn't want to be so direct and find the fragrance that smells like a toothpaste. No, she wouldn't do that. She's a very put together. She's a know-it-all. She's the best girl in class, but she knows what she wants. She's ambitious. She's a very strong woman. She's very decisive. I think she's the most decisive, even more than Harry. She just goes for it. And she knows what she's doing. She's the kind of person you could trust with anything, to be honest. And she's a very good friend. So this fragrance opens with aldehydes, something clean, something airy. Then it's about clove and carnation, so both sides of the flower. There's also rose, maybe even jasmine, and a lot of different flowers, and clove as a spice. And it smells like a white shirt, like a freshly ironed white shirt. This is Hermione planning her life, going to work, studying, being concentrated. And the thing about this fragrance, it has amazing sillage, this even projection. I remember one time I was walking down Fifth Avenue and I couldn't understand why does it smell so good. I just bought this fragrance, so it was the first time I wore it. And I couldn't understand why do the streets of New York smell so good? When did they start to smell so great? And only after a few minutes, I realized it was me. The projection scent just is different from what you smell from your skin. And it's beautiful. It's old school, but I don't think that it's old fashioned or vintage. It doesn't smell like this. This could be created in today's niche fragrances easy. Very affordable fragrance, and for what it is, perfect. Next character I would like to mention, amazing woman. Smart, very intellectual, very put together. A lot like Hermione, actually. She's Professor McGonagall. She's very fair. She loves justice. She will give you exactly what you deserve, and she actually knows very well what people deserve because she's very perceptive. She catches everything. You cannot lie or hide anything from this woman. This is Professor McGonagall. I already featured her and this fragrance in my witches video. I'll put it here. So if you want to watch it this after this video about Harry Potter. It mostly smells like chamomile cream. Imagine you just finished your shower and you decided to put some nice lotion, like very nice, good quality lotion on your skin that smells like chamomile. That's maybe a little bit of abstract flowers. It's like that. It's creamy. It's herby. I definitely smell chamomile. It's very light, inoffensive fragrance, perfect for office. It will not bother anybody. It's very soft and it stays pretty close to your skin, but it stays. Yeah, this is Professor McGonagall in the bottle to me. I also love this old school vintage bottle. I love the design that Gucci's making now. It's beautiful. Next person is very controversial. There are different sides of this man. There is a very mysterious, sometimes even cruel, dark, unhappy, very difficult life side of this person. And there is also this wisdom, jokes, wittiness, a lot of advice, and maybe a more light-hearted attitude to life. Did you already guess who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Dumbledore. So I once heard a very interesting theory that I would like to share with you, that the whole story is based on Dumbledore's chess game that he won. He won in this game even though he lost his life. But anyway, he won this chess game against Voldemort. He just moved every character in the ways that he needed them to move. It kind of reminds me in the first part when Ron, in the end, played the chess match so Harry can proceed and go see Voldemort and find the Philosopher's Stone. Ron played the game. He was the main person, right? And I feel like this sends us to the bigger game that actually happened, the game that Dumbledore played using other people, kind of manipulating it in a good way, bad way. We can argue or speculate about this for a long time, but I definitely see the whole story as the chess game played by Dumbledore. So I think Zoologist Sacred Scarab is a perfect fragrance for him. It smells like old times. It smells like forgotten memory. It smells like old books, old photo albums, like dust, like wood. It smells like something that existed long ago. And maybe it's still there, but it's different. It's not what it used to be. It smells like forgotten, died empire. It smells like memories that people hide. In the beginning, it smells like aldehydes, which takes us to old school French perfumery. This is a very classic fragrance, by the way, very classic, like traditional French fragrance. But the oak moss and the extremely dark, heavy base makes it a memory you want to forget. And to me, this smells like Dumbledore. This is a very mysterious scent. It's different all the time. The best it opens up in the heat, actually. In the heat, it becomes a little lighter. In cold, it can just push you down, with its heaviness. And I think this is how I imagine Dumbledore as a person with all the good and bad. And to me, this is a good representation for his character. Next character I would like to mention, I don't have a fragrance for, even though I'm pretty familiar with that scent. This is a guy who is cunning. He's witty. He has a very sharp tongue. He knows what he's going for, and he has daddy issues. I guess I guess you understand who it is. This is Draco Malfoy. A big crush for a lot of girls in the world who like blonde guys. I never had a crush on him, but I understand why girls like him so much. Although he's kind of cowardly. He's afraid of a lot of things, but in the very end of the book, I think he saved himself. I think he found his voice and he managed to finally pick the side that he supports, that he actually, with his heart, he proved that he has heart, I think. And this fragrance, it was very easy to me. I thought about this for like 1 or 2 seconds, and I don't even doubt that Draco Malfoy would wear that scent. And this is Tom Ford Oud Wood. It's a very soft oud and vetiver, a little bit of spices. It smells like a very wealthy person, secure about tomorrow. He just feels confident. He knows he will get away with anything. He knows everything will happen his own way somehow. He knows that everything will happen just as he wants. In reality, maybe it won't, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't have that confidence. I really like that scent actually. It's the fragrance that I gave to my dad for winter holidays one time because I think it's beautiful and it's not very long lasting, but still, it's a classic. Oud Wood is a modern classic. We cannot deny that. This is the fragrance that will stay for a long time. I actually heard that they are launching their perfume version, I think. Perfume or Oud Wood Intense, something like that. I think it's perfume, which I really want to test. If it's long lasting, it will be a little bit more robust. I will definitely get a bottle because I like that scent. I just don't buy it because so many people use it and it's generic in its own way. It's like Bleu de Chanel or Dior Sauvage that I mentioned before. Draco probably would be a little generic, not in a bad way. I'm not meaning this in a bad way. If you like those fragrances, there's nothing wrong about it. It's just a little like go-to choice, right? That a lot of people know, a lot of people use. So yes, Oud Wood, Draco Malfoy. Perfect. Next character I found the fragrance for is a big person with a big heart. Literally big heart. And a literally big person. This is Hagrid. Hagrid is a gamekeeper. He's one of Harry's best friends and he's always there to help. He is extremely strong, extremely resilient, although he struggles. He's maybe not as smart and intellectual as many other professors and people who work at Hogwarts, apart from Filch, okay. But he has a good heart and he's a very, very sweet man. And I think that by the Fireplace replica by Maison Martin Vergelat is perfect for Hagrid. It's a smoke, it's chestnut, it's wood, it's vanilla, maybe a little bit of spices or balsams, but mostly this is a smoky fragrance to me. Maybe he just cut some wood for his home to burn the fireplace at his house. I don't know what he was doing, but definitely something smoky. There was something burning involved. I actually do associate him with fire, with something burning and with the smoke of the fire, maybe also because of the dark gray color of his clothes, like it's pretty smoky. And he would probably smell smoky. I actually remember now in the Goblet of Fire, he used perfume, but it was not a pleasant experience for the other characters. I remember he oversprayed, definitely. He's a oversprayer, Hagrid. It probably was not this because it was not described as smoky. This is how I see him, and I think this would work wonderful for him. Let's move to a little bit of darker characters, also mysterious and sad in many ways. I had to pause and go find this fragrance because I forgot to put it here on my desk. So, this is cold, brutal, violent, lonely, self-centric, very, very sad and aggressive character who decided to use the tremendous amount of energy that he has towards something negative. Voldemort. Of course, Voldemort. And the fragrance that I chose for him, look at the color. You will also see the bottle, I will show you. But this is also the color that I could associate with Voldemort. The fragrance I chose is Ombre Indigo by Olfactive Studio. To be honest, I don't like this scent. I tried to wear it, you see, I tried, but I didn't learn to love it. To me, it smells like a very artificial leather, spices, incenses, cold stone, like a rock, when you touch it and it's a little bit glittery and very, very cold. There's also something medicinal in this scent for me. It smells like a shadow. It smells like a shadow of the person that maybe you used to know, like a memory, which is funny, like I called Dumbledore's scent as a scent of a memory, long forgotten. And the same thing with Voldemort. He lost this game, but he was doing pretty well. He was fighting till the last drop, till the last piece, I would say. And I don't like this fragrance because to me it's lifeless. I was also thinking about Ganymede by Marc-Antoine for Voldemort, because Ganymede, it's a beautiful scent. I love it. But it's a scent without life. It's meant to recreate a lifeless planet somewhere far away. And I think Quentin Biche, who's a perfumer for Ganymede, he achieved that goal 100%. It's a beautiful scent. I love wearing it. It has amazing projection, but it's lifeless. There's no life in that planet. And the same thing I feel about Ombre Indigo, and the color is actually super cool. Like I tried to love it mainly because of the color, because look at this, but I didn't manage to love it. Although it's not a bad fragrance, and I know a lot of people like it, but it's just not for me. And I think Voldemort would smell like that. Maybe somewhere aggressive, but it's still a shadow. It's not the person with a soul. And as far as we know, Voldemort's soul was hidden all around the place in little pieces. So basically, he didn't have really a soul inside of him. And I saved one of the most beloved characters for the end. Definitely doesn't mean that it's not an important character. This is actually the crucial character in Dumbledore's game of chess. But I just wanted to talk about him in the end, because this character opened up in the end and we learned about who he really is in the very end of the story. The person who maybe Harry owes his life to. It's the person who dedicated his life to the big love that he actually never had. It's the person who had something beautiful inside, but he was not doing something good with it, and he didn't know how to apply his kindness and his love, his affection into the world, because there was only one person he wanted to give it to in the whole world, but he didn't manage to, because that person maybe didn't accept it, or maybe he never even asked. It just didn't work out. He's like Gatsby, dedicating his life to achieve that green light, or a lily, a flower of lily. He was in love with Harry Potter's mom, and his whole life was about that. It was always about her, but he was always in the second row, kind of. Professor Snape. I'm sure you already guessed. And when I was thinking about how he would smell, I guess the idea for me was not how the actual person smelled, because he didn't really have himself. He dedicated his whole existence to something else, not himself. He didn't try to achieve his goals. Although, yes, maybe one of his goals was to become the teacher of defense against dark arts, but still, it's not crucial in his life. It's not something that his life was about. Maybe it was something secondary for him. The main thing was to protect Lily's son, even though he might like have hated him or dislike him. He didn't really like that guy, but he still did it because he was loyal. I chose Perles de Lalique, the Pearls by Lalique. I genuinely think that this could be great. Also, I was thinking about Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle, but I don't have that fragrance. Anyway, I believe that Portrait of a Lady and Perles, they're pretty close. They're not similar, they're not the same, but in your wardrobe, they would probably be for the same function. They also have similar notes, similar mood. I could say they're pretty close fragrances. They're kind of relatives, maybe. And I have this, so it shows this one. I also wanted to mention it because everybody speaks about Portrait of a Lady, but not everybody speaks about this fragrance. And look how beautiful the bottle is. It's just amazing. This glass. Lalique is, first of all, a glass making company. And of course, they make incredibly beautiful bottles. And the price is extremely pleasant. Check out the price if you want, if you don't know how much it costs, because this will be a great, great surprise to you. I would like to describe this scent as the bouquet of dried roses, old dried roses, hidden in the darkness in a dungeon of an old castle. This is how it smells to me. And this reminds me of Snape's life, his love. The roses are dead, and the woman he loved is dead too. But somebody's still holding on, or somebody forgot that bouquet there and is just sitting there forever. This is a very gothic, very dramatic scent, and it takes specific mood to wear it. I cannot wear it every day because it's too melancholic, but when it works, it works. I do like this fragrance a lot. I think they've done a great job. And the main notes are roses and patchouli. Just as Portrait of a Lady, this is rose and patchouli combo with some spices, maybe amber. This is pretty much the same story. They can smell a little bit alike. Oh yeah, there's like now I even smell something a little bit smoky too. Just a touch. Or maybe there's something piney, something like juniper berries. There's this coldness of juniper berries. Yeah, a little bit medicinal, just a little touch. Most people wouldn't even notice it. Really great patchouli, dramatic, decadent, dark, Perry de Lalique. Okay, guys, this was my list. Let me know if you want me to analyze more characters from the point of view of fragrances. I love doing this. I had a lot of fun thinking about it and getting ready, preparing for this video. Tell me what you think. Oh my god, I'm so excited to share this video with you. I cannot wait to edit and upload. What do you think about Harry Potter's story? What do you think about fragrances, about characters? Tell me if you love it too. Just share this love with me. I'll be super thrilled and I will be happy to read your comments. Have a great day. Check out more videos and see you soon. Bye bye.